God, I'm so scared for this crooked generation. Will you even find faith in the earth when you bring down revelation? Forgive us now the sins of our youth, worshiping the idols that knew everything but the truth. Teach us how to uncorrupt our minds. Show us now while we still have the time. We need you, Yeshua. Holy, holy, hallelujah. We need you, Yeshua. Holy, holy, hallelujah. We abandon everything to follow you, our King. We throw our gold and silver in the streets.
How much will we see before the fire falls? Lord, could this really be the last altar call? We need your blood over the doorpost of our hearts. Anoint us with your fiery love as the praise and worship starts. We need you, Yeshua. Holy, holy, hallelujah. We need you, Yeshua. Holy, holy, hallelujah. We abandon everything to follow you, our King. We throw our gold and silver in the streets. Oh, we abandon everything to follow you, our King. We throw our gold and silver in the streets. We abandoned everything to follow you, our King. We throw our gold and silver in the street. We abandoned everything to follow you, our King. We throw our gold and silver in the street. Welcome, everyone. Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? I'm in the studios here in the Villages at Freedom Fellowship and filming. We're in the process of filming the webinar that's coming up, Aliens Above and Below. Make sure you get your tickets. We're so close. We're only 11 days away. Get your tickets now. That way you'll be ready. But we have a prophecy alert taking place. We really do. A prophecy alert. There's two separate pieces of prophetic things happening, and that's just two I'm going to pick out of many that are all happening simultaneously. One is we always watch what's going on with Israel and the process there, because of course, if you want to know where you're at in Bible prophecy, you definitely want to know where we are. Keep your eye on Israel, on the Holy Land, and specifically even Jerusalem, for it is God's prophetic timepiece. And we also watch very closely with any advancement in technology that could be leading us closer to the implementation of the mark of the beast. Both of these we want to talk about today. First of all, I'm going to talk about Israel. We know that the legislation, basically, to change how the judicial system works in Israel, that first vote passed by a vote of 64-0 because the opposition group walked out and did not want to participate. And everyone's wondering, what does that mean? I mean, leading up to this, there's been a lot of demonstration, both pro and those that are against it. And so the question is, can Israel maintain unity? Can it maintain a balance in the midst of all of this? Well, our good friend, Rabbi Yehudah Glick, has weighed in. People were asking me, have you heard from Glick, or do you know what his position is? Well, he has weighed in, and let's take a look at it. Rabbi Yehudah Glick, peace agreement are the order of the hour. Notice there, peace and agreements are the order of the hour. The former member of Knesset says he supports the judicial reforms, but anything that can be done through agreements must be done in that manner. Glick made a response last night. Former president of currently president of Shalom Jerusalem, former member of the Knesset, Foundation Rabbi Yehudah Glick spoke to Israeli National News about the unity prayer, which was held at the Western Wall yesterday by pro-judicial reform and anti-judicial reform demonstrators. Glick said he started his day out on the Temple Mount with a prayer for peace within Israel. And then he joined the crowds that were gathering at the Western Wall there at the Kotel in the plaza up against the wall. Opponents and supporters of the judicial reform were gathered there. He said, we strengthen each other to remind us all that we are all brothers. Later in the day, he participated in a unity conference near the Israeli Museum where Rabbi Medan and Rachel Azazera spoke. And from the right and from the left, people who were hurting over the rift in the people of Israel came together. He said that while he supports the judicial reforms, because he is a conservative and he is a member of the Likud party, which is the same party as Benjamin Netanyahu. And though he supports the judicial reforms, he wants to see unity among the people of Israel. I don't know what the goals of the people who gathered today are. I did not call for a halt to the legislation. Furthermore, I will participate in the right-wing rally in Tel Aviv, and I will call for the promotion of the plan to strengthen democracy in Israel through judicial reform. I support this, but at the same time, he said, I would be happy if all parties could just try not to break the rules and to reach agreements as much as possible. Glick accused of anti-reform activists of acting destructively when the coalition surrendered compromise and really tried to hold talks and found no partners at the same time. I do not feel that we have the legitimacy to give up on the talks and to continue to allow the people to be torn apart. We have a duty to try more and more, and maybe the opposition will learn that when it breaks things, it will be forced to lose and realize that it will not succeed through force. So what I'm hearing here is Glick is taking the position that I said earlier today. Without speaking to him, I knew where he stood because he was a member of the Knesset from the Likud party, that he stood on the side of conservatism and with Benjamin Netanyahu. And I also knew, though, he is a man of peace and that he doesn't want to see the protesting, and it certainly doesn't want to see that accelerate into rioting. So now it's real important. The Jews believe that if they can just build the third temple, it would bring world peace, the final redemption. So think about this a minute. This current government that Benjamin Netanyahu, when he was elected to prime minister, he went in with 64 seats, 64, giving him a majority. It also is a government that is to last for 4 years. Well, there's 3.5 years left on that government right now. 3.5 years left for Netanyahu and this government, as long as his coalition holds together. And they're all holding together, all 64 seats, as long as it has to do with this judicial reform. What they're trying to do, of course, Israel does not have a constitution. They do not have a constitution. So the Supreme Court does not rule based on the Constitution. There is none. They rule right now based on how they feel about each case to case. What Netanyahu is trying to do is to secure a judicial reform process that the Supreme Court justices are elected by the Knesset, which means that way they can be challenged and debated about and voted on, instead of the way the current system is, which is each Supreme Court justice picks his own replacement. And that's why the court now is leaning very heavily to the left and has been shooting down a lot of the conservatives' legislation that has passed. So this is the reason for reforming the balance of power, because right now it's out of balance. And I really think what they should do is write a constitution, pass a constitution that then the Supreme Court would also be able to make ruling on based on a set of constitutional rules. So this is several things that they need to do. Meanwhile, know this, that no matter what's going on, their rioting I'm wrong, I shouldn't even said rioting. Their protesting has been very peaceful. They're not doing the things that we've seen in this country in 2020, when destruction took place in 35 major cities across the nation. No, they're not doing that. But it could get ugly if they can't find a way to compromise to make things work more favorably for both sides. This is important, and I think that's what Glick is trying to say. And why is this important? Because as the conservative, ultra-Orthodox viewpoint is in the majority at this moment, at the same time, everybody would like to see the third temple built. And at the same time, the red heifer has been taken to Shiloh. And 3 of them will be there, and you'll be able to go and see them. So they're getting in position to build this third temple. The government has 3.5 years left under Netanyahu in this current coalition government, if they keep it together. 3.5 years. A very interesting biblical scenario. The Bible talks about time, times, and half a time. The Bible talks about 3.5 years. It talks about 1,260 days, which is 3.5 years. It talks about 42 months in the book of Revelation, which is 3.5 years. So this is very interesting. What's happening? Meanwhile, there is the advancement of building Jewish settlements is continuing in Judea and Samaria. And of course, we know that is another major point that is going on right now, where there is contention among the Palestinians. They do not want to see any more Jewish settlements being built in the West Bank if they're one day going to have a two-state solution or dividing the land. Now, meanwhile, these conservative Jews who want to reform their constitution, they also do not want to part the land. They are conservative Jews. They don't want to see that. They don't believe that parting the land will bring any peace. They believe that it will actually bring a curse because of the prophecies found in the book of Joel, where the Bible says not to part my land in Joel chapter 3. And so it's also causing Jerusalem, I said that this morning, to become this cup of trembling, okay? And that's what you're seeing right now. This is prophecy revealing itself. Zechariah chapter 12, the cup of trembling, it's happening. Meanwhile, while all this is going on and the shenanigans going on in Washington, Elon Musk has made a significant move in which he has literally, it's unbelievable, really. It's, wait a minute. Do I have his picture here? I do somewhere. Give me one moment. I believe. If not, I'm going to do you have his picture? Okay. I want to play for you. Elon Musk today just rebranded Twitter as X. Okay? This is gigantic news from a technical advancement, because X.com, is not just a new name for Twitter, but it's a new, total different business plan that is trying to link everything, all the financial transactions through X. Everything, banking, communications, medical information, transactions, everything, social media, everything, news agencies, everything would go through X. I took the picture and then I didn't. Give me a second. Maybe I can still pull something off miraculously here. Israel thinks he can do it. All right, I have his picture. Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you, Iz. So now that, so that is the logo. What you're looking at, X, by Elon Musk. This is important because this man, Elon Musk, he's the guy who put SpaceX, he's the guy who's put the rocket ships in and can bring a rocket ship back down and set it back down on that. It's miraculous. He's the guy who helped co-invent PayPal with Peter Thiel. He's the guy who helped create a company called Open Mind, which is an AI, development of AI. So he was involved in the development of AI technology. He is also now the owner also of Tesla Motors, so he created the electric cars. He's also the one who created the cars to be able to drive by themselves. And he's also the guy who put Starlink, that satellite constellation, in the air to link a whole new internet system. But what's it linking for? What is its purpose? Well, it is for this. So let me show you. Listen, these are the words of Elon Musk on what X is going to do.
Essentially, if done right, the X would serve people's financial needs to such a degree that over time it would become, I don't know, maybe half of the global financial system.
Wow.
Or some big number.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the number is, but pretty big. So it would be by far the biggest sort of financial institution. But like I said, not really in the way that people are used to thinking about banks. Mm-hmm. Just the most efficient database for the thing that is money. Like I said, like least amount of fraud. Everything's real time. And if it involves money in any way, it can be dealt with seamlessly on one location. Essentially, if done right, the X would serve people's financial needs.
So there you heard it. X, if done right, essentially becomes the largest financial institution in the world. Basically, almost the whole world's financial transactions would go through X. Plus, X would be already the most powerful, probably, social media platform. It is also going to be a part of this Starlink system, a constellation of satellites to create a new. And also remember, Elon Musk also wants to put a chip into everybody in some way or another, so that they would be linked through biometrics to this new banking institution system. This is gigantic. I mean, when asked the question how big it will be, he said basically half of the whole world's transactions would go through this. He sees it, at least, he said. In other words, this would be the largest institution ever formed in the history of the world. He's already given it its name, X.com. But his vision is to incorporate it into this financial, and it would have everything. All of your information, all of every company's information, all of the banking account numbers of every bank's in the world now information, your medical information, all of it. I mean, everything. This is the incredible, but it also is a system that if implemented, if done right, like Elon Musk said, could be the largest institution of anything and everything in the world. You start thinking about Revelation chapter 13, when it does say there's going to be a mark of the beast system, a mark of some sort, some technology that advances to the point that everything can run through it. It's an incredible situation that's happening here. And in the book of Revelation, I'll just read what it says, but it says that this beast, which is, it has the Antichrist and will have a false prophet, will have to utilize some kind of system, because every person on the planet will be required to receive this mark, or they can't buy or sell. So to manage a system like that, it's got to be one huge conglomerate. Matter of fact, here's what it says in Revelation chapter 13, the last 3 verses of the chapter. It says in verse 15, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, all, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And so here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, or 666. So what I'm saying today is, this isn't the mark of the beast system. It hasn't been developed. But it definitely is laying the groundwork for a system that ultimately has to be developed for the mark of the beast system to be implemented. Isn't it interesting that as these technologies are advancing, biometric, whether to be chipped somehow, somewhere, your right hand or your forehead, according to the Bible. Isn't it interesting that while that's happening, Russia has invaded Ukraine, and now they won't let the grain get shipped? That's your black horseman of the apocalypse. You have nations building coalitions like Russia, Iran, Turkey, which are the same 3 big ones that are named that would be involved in Ezekiel 38 attacking Israel. Isn't it strange that while that's going on, we have division and moral decay here in America? Also, we have, while that's going on, we have this whole scenario happening in Israel. While that's going on, we hear of wars and rumors of wars. While that's happening, we see that the sun is exploding with solar flares and radiation and CMEs, causing people to be sunburnt and scorched, and cancer rates exploding. While all these things are happening, there's wars and more rumors of wars. There's largest earthquakes and numbers of earthquakes we've ever seen. Volcanoes exploding at record rates. The ocean water's warmer than they've ever been, and the huge storms that are probably coming this fall. All these different scenarios, plus the other, something's causing the heavens to shake. What's causing all of these prophecies to be happening at the same exact time? There's not one you can, the red heifers and going to Shiloh, there's not one specific one that you can put your finger on. They're all happening. They're all pieces of prophecy, and they're all coming closer and closer. They're going to build the 3rd temple. They probably even will divide the Temple Mount to make that happen without dividing all the rest of the land. I'm not sure. The agreements and peace, the protesting, the reforms, the changes, the technological advancements, all these things happening simultaneously. I say it's the coming apocalypse. I'm saying it's the coming revelation, the coming revealing, the coming unveiling of the soon coming of Jesus Christ. He's coming soon, sooner than any of us really can realize. And what we need to do is be ready when he comes. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Know this, I don't know the day or the hour. I do not know that day or hour. None of us do. Not even the angels that sit around the throne. Jesus said not even himself, but the Father only. But I can definitely see the day approaching as he told us we would. Give your life to Jesus Christ. He's coming soon. God bless all of you.